Welcome aboard.
One bad family conversation turns a private problem into whether everyone else has to live with.
So one awkward talk ruins summer for everybody. 5 seconds. That's Frozen.
Elsa had one bad night. Arendelle got a climate emergency.
One insecure resident tries to get rid of a newcomer and accidentally strands them both with the worst possible neighbor.
That escalated fast. 5 seconds. Toy Story.
Woody tried one little eviction and created the whole movie.
A child accepts the version of events told by the only adult who benefits from him disappearing.
Trusting the one guy who benefits. Solid plan. 5 seconds. The Lion King.
Simba. One follow-up question. Just one.
A parent survives one catastrophe, gets called overprotective, and then watches his worst fear happen almost exactly as predicted.
Honestly, that parent earned the right to panic. 5 seconds. Finding Nemo.
Everybody told Marlin to relax. Then the exact thing happened.
A guy changes almost everything about himself to impress someone who was already interested before he changed anything.
My man invented a whole fake life for no reason. 5 seconds. Aladdin.
Jasmine liked him before the parade. The elephant, all of it.
A woman moves into a house where every resident keeps insisting the violent guy upstairs is actually lovely once you get to know him.
Every roommate is making the same defense. You get 5 seconds. Beauty and the Beast.
The furniture did all the heavy lifting in that courtship.
A teenager spends the movie returning stolen property for someone who refuses to admit the theft is why everything is dying.
So the cleanup crew is also the conscience. 5 seconds on the clock. Moana.
Maui supplied charisma where an apology would have helped.
A man lies to his wife about where he goes at night because being ordinary has turned him into the worst version of himself.
That alibi is doing absolutely no work. Take 5 seconds. The Incredibles.
Helen's questions were completely reasonable, honestly.
A sheltered young woman realizes something is wrong because one public event keeps happening on the same day as her birthday.
A calendar finally cracks the case. Your 5 seconds start now. Tangled.
18 years of secrecy, lost to basic calendar awareness.
A career-defining meal in Paris is prepared by someone who absolutely should not be anywhere near the kitchen.
Health code aside, you know this one. Clock's yours. 5 seconds. Ratatouille.
We are all choosing not to inspect that kitchen. 10 down.
It gets harder. A teenager lies about who they are to protect one parent, gets abandoned when the truth comes out, and still has to save everyone who left them there.
They still expect the rescue afterward. Think for 5 seconds. Mulan.
Abandoned, vindicated, then back to saving everybody. Naturally.
A kid breaks one family rule and ends up solving a murder nobody living remembers.
One broken rule, wildly disproportionate consequences. 5 seconds on the clock. Coco.
He wanted music and uncovered a murder. Casual family trip.
One impulsive adoption turns an already bad custody situation into an interplanetary emergency.
The adoption paperwork skipped a few details. 5 seconds. Name it. Lilo and Stitch.
Nani needed help. She got space authorities.
One unauthorized visitor accidentally proves an entire civilization has been afraid of the wrong thing.
An entire society undone by one tiny guest. Give it 5 seconds. Monsters, Inc.
A toddler rewrote their entire energy economy overnight. Efficient.
An ambitious newcomer tries to solve prejudice, accidentally makes it worse on live television, then has to investigate her own mistake.
That press conference made everything worse. Your 5 seconds begin now. Zootopia.
That press conference remains a spectacular self-own.
A lonely collector follows a crush to work and discovers everyone else has been avoiding home for generations.
Following your crush gets existential fast. Take your 5 seconds. Wall-E.
A tiny romance accidentally turns into a save the species situation.
The family member with nothing special about her turns out to be the only person willing to admit the family is falling apart.
Sometimes the least decorated person sees the most. 5 seconds to name it. Encanto.
The house figured it out before most of the people living in it.
A kid asks to help one old man and ends up on another continent fighting that man's childhood hero.
That favor really got away from him. You've got 5 seconds. Up.
Russell's little service project became an international incident.
A woman who distrusts shortcuts takes magical advice exactly once and immediately loses her species.
One shortcut, immediate biological consequences. 5 seconds, please. The Princess and the Frog.
Tiana tried magic exactly once. The universe answered immediately.
A teenager decides to evict an entire village for recreational architecture, then spends the movie confused that people do not like him.
The self-awareness is not arriving at any point. 5 seconds, please. The Emperor's New Groove.
Cusco begins as the reason Cusco needs a redemption arc.
A teenager becomes wildly famous, proving exactly the wrong kind of heroism to get back into the family.
Fame is solving precisely nothing here. 5 seconds starts now. Hercules.
The muscles were real. The actual lesson took 3 acts longer.
A celebrity gets lost on the way to the biggest day of his career and is forced to spend time with people who genuinely do not care who he is.
Nothing bruises an ego like total indifference. Take the full 5 seconds. Cars.
Radiator Springs treated celebrity like a minor traffic delay.
Someone accidentally destroys what a gang is owed, panics, and hires performers because he thinks they are mercenaries.
Performers posing as muscle. Flawless panic logic. 5 seconds to solve it. A Bug's Life.
Flick hired a circus and somehow got an army out of the deal.
A grieving kid turns the one thing designed to keep him healthy into the least healthy coping mechanism imaginable.
That is grief taking the worst possible exit. Your 5-second clock starts now. Big Hero 6.
Baymax heard healthcare. Hero heard armored revenge.
A teenager wants one parent to change and discovers magic has absolutely no interest in metaphor.
Magic heard the request very literally. 5 seconds, what is it? Brave.
Merida asked for change. The spell declined to be metaphorical. Halfway.
Perfect? A lifelong villain decides one medal will fix his reputation and accidentally breaks several worlds trying.
One shiny object cannot carry that much therapy. You get 5 seconds here. Wreck-It Ralph.
Ralph put a disturbing amount of faith in one shiny medal.
A 13-year-old discovers the family curse is humiliating, right up until concert tickets go on sale.
Embarrassment became a business model fast. 5 seconds on this one. Turning red.
May figured out the profit margin before she figured out the coping strategy.
Two children decide the best way to escape their entire world is to win a local competition they barely understand.
No expertise, enormous confidence. Your 5 seconds are running. Luca.
Their plan had almost no information and absolutely no doubt.
A failed attempt to bring someone back leaves two brothers with a deadline and a very incomplete family reunion.
Incomplete is doing painful work in that sentence. Take 5 seconds now. Onward.
Pixar made half a reunion emotionally devastating.
A man finally gets the thing he believes will make life meaningful and immediately misses the rest of his life.
The dream arrived. The meaning did not. 5 seconds to think. Soul.
Achievement unlocked. Immediate existential crisis.
A woman spends years blaming one person for the apocalypse, then learns fixing it requires trusting that exact person.
Trusting that person would take me longer than this. You have 5 seconds. Raya and the Last Dragon.
Raya's required trust exercise was aggressively advanced.
A sheltered performer mistakes stage directions for physics and treats an ordinary delivery error like a cross-country rescue.
Stage notes are not natural law. 5 seconds. Name the movie. Bolt.
Bolt's committed to the role well past the soundstage.
A kid spends years wanting to meet the family he lost and discovers the person ruining his life is angry about baseball.
That grudge has been aging badly for years. 5 seconds. What is it? Meet the Robinsons.
Bowler hat guy made one missed catch, everybody's problem.
A scholar finally proves everyone wrong and immediately watches his expedition commander put the discovery up for sale.
Vindication lasted roughly 1 meeting. Take 5 seconds to place it. Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
Milo earned vindication and inherited a mutiny.
A kid looking for adventure gets assigned the one adult who is both the best father figure he has ever had and actively planning to rob him.
Excellent mentor. Active betrayal. Messy combination. 5 seconds for the title. Treasure Planet.
Silver is a wonderful mentor and an absolutely terrible life choice.
A teenager kills someone's mother, becomes her child's closest friend, and ultimately decides he owes the kid the rest of his life.
That friendship comes with unbearable context. You get 5 seconds now. Brother Bear.
Kenai's redemption comes with a lifetime commitment.
A missing parent case escalates into an attempted coup involving a mechanical impersonator.
Missing parent to attempted coup is quite a jump. 5 seconds on the case. The Great Mouse Detective.
Radigan really brought Broadway energy to cartoon crime.
A man spends years convincing the boy he raised that the outside world is dangerous. then goes outside and personally proves it.
He creates the danger, then cites it as evidence. Think. 5 seconds. The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Frollo was the warning label and the hazard.
An orphan falls in with the wrong crowd and somehow ends up helping rescue the one rich kid who tried to adopt him.
Adoption somehow leads to a rescue operation. 5 seconds are yours. Oliver and Company.
Oliver's New York networking got dangerous fast.
One inheritance decision causes a man to drive 4 innocent family members into the countryside and leave them there.
That inheritance plan turned criminal immediately. Take 5 seconds here. The Aristocats.
Edgar heard inheritance and chose attempted cat disposal. 40 down.
Final 10. Warm-up is officially over.
Expert mode. Deep cuts from here.
A kidnapping victim is kept alive only because the crime requires someone small enough to finish it.
The victim size is the only mercy available. 5 seconds. Go deep. The Rescuers.
Madame Medusa built an entire kidnapping around one tiny requirement.
An adoptee finally meets his own kind during the apocalypse and decides their survival strategy is too cruel.
Meeting your own kind during extinction is rough timing. You have 5 seconds now. Dinosaur.
Aladar meets his own kind and immediately challenges management.
A child's entire education turns out to be preparation for a test nobody told him he was taking, and he accidentally passes it in public.
A surprise final exam held in public. 5 seconds for your answer. The Sword and the Stone.
Merlin prepared Wart for everything except an explanation.
A royal relative leaves town, and the substitute government starts taking money out of children's birthday presents.
Taking a child's birthday money is cartoonishly low. Your 5 seconds begin. Robin Hood.
Skippy's birthday coin deserved better protection.
2 children promise to stay friends before either understands one is growing up to hunt the other's kind.
That childhood promise never had a fair chance. Take 5 seconds with it. The Fox and the Hound.
Todd and Copper remain an efficient way to ruin an afternoon.
A kid protects a secret so well, he gets abducted for it, while the people coming to save him spend half their trip surviving transportation.
The rescue team is losing to the commute. 5 seconds to get specific. The Rescuers Down Under.
Bernard's flight anxiety was completely vindicated by events.
A town's favorite joke earns one brief moment of respect, then receives the most catastrophic proof imaginable.
Vindication could not have arrived more catastrophically. You get 5 seconds. Chicken Little.
The sky really was falling. The town still made that his problem.
3 roommates respond to foreclosure by becoming bounty hunters.
Foreclosure to bounty hunting. Sure, 5 seconds. What's the film? Home on the Range.
3 cows became bounty hunters. That is, in fact, the movie.
A family learns the miracle their entire civilization depends on is actually a parasite killing the thing keeping them alive.
Saving the world means dismantling its miracle. Think for 5 seconds now. Strange World.
The energy source being the illness is a brutal reveal.
A boy's dream of becoming a hero begins by losing the one thing he was told not to lose. and ends with an undead army.
Hero dream. One lost responsibility. Undead army. Final 5 seconds. The Black Cauldron.
Taran lost one pig and kicked off an undead apocalypse. Impressive range.
All right, what did you get?
Drop the score in the comments, but I also want to know which clue made you go,
Wait, what?
And if you think this was easy, good. The next quiz is already on screen. Go prove it.